this is Real Talk Baseball and Carlos Baseball. With me, as always, is Jamal J. Dizzle. It's a Wednesday Real Talk Baseball show. It's live for sure, of course. But before we get started, how's it going, Jamal?
This is going pretty well. I mean, at least I got to give a shout out to my son playing the softball game today. He was playing shortstop and he had like an L.A. La Cruz-esque moment where he threw to first and got an out, and he got the game ball from the coach afterwards.
Nice.
So I was like, man, this is awesome.
Yeah.
And then with the Yankees, and then that was better than the Yankees-Orioles game today. I'll just say that, and especially with what happened on Max Fried. That was just not good.
Anything to be concerned about?
His post game, he didn't sound too concerned, but you know how players can get sometimes where it's just like, players are like, you know how players are. They always want to play, right? So they kind of downplay stuff more than what it actually is. I hope this isn't the case, but it didn't look good.
Dude, when I hear the elbow, I automatically think, and I'm not going to say it. I won't say it. I just don't want to jinx it. He's one of the top pitchers in the major leagues, and you hate when someone gets hurt, especially with that caliber arm he has, and he dominating, the East out there in the AL. But, I mean, we won't know anything until, I guess tomorrow or maybe in a few days or a few weeks to see where he's at. Maybe he's going to get a second opinion. Maybe he's going to get a first opinion to see what is it that's wrong with his elbow. But when you hear elbow, it doesn't sound right? Yeah, especially for you. You're a Yankee fan, right? You're concerned.
Yeah, heart stopped. It's like, oh, yeah. It's apparently MRI tomorrow, and then we'll see what happens from there.
Well, we're hoping for the best, man. And for all you Yankee fans, hopefully you don't give up on the guy. And you still have Gary Cole that's coming back. And, if Fried is out, then it's going to kind of suck because you're looking at a starting rotation that already looks good. Adding Cole to that rotation with Fried in it is going to be dominant. But we'll wait and see with the test results tomorrow. And I'm pretty sure you'll inform us on that, Jamal, and throw in that video like you've been doing lately, and you've been doing a really good job at it. All right, let's go through our topics, man. We have the Red Hot Devils, Rays, and they're playing really hot right now, so they're the first place in the AL East. We got Bailey Ober complete game, and, those are rare to see. We got to see Pirates wrong to take out Skenes, and, we'll talk about that because I got a lot to say about that one, and I know you do too, Jamal. And then we got Prospect Wednesdays, of course. We have the main guys that are making noise in the lower levels of baseball, and Jamal's here to tell us about it. And, of course, we have other guys that are going to be, talked about that were prospects that already made it to the major leagues, and we have 4 guys that are doing that. And, of course, what in the world happened to? And this is a topic that we're going to go ahead and talk about, the big time players that are not producing for their team, that are not doing what they're supposed to. And are they hot? They're cold. And we'll talk about that, of course. But first, we want to talk about, the Yankees. We already talked about Fried. Now we're talking about Volpe making the major league roster. He got called up last night and he played today. And what's going on, man? Second chance?
Second chance for the moment. I don't know if you got to see Jose Caballero's comments, but he's like, no, this is a 10-day IL only stint. He's like made it very clear.
Yeah.
He's like, no, I'm getting out there. And he even counted down the days, like 9 more days left. So he is itching to get back out there. And Aaron Boone, the skipper, is like backing this guy. And why not? He's got 9 defensive runs saved. For that, he leads baseball in that category right now, and it's been huge on the defensive end for the Yankees on both sides of the ball.
Yeah.
So with Volpe, you just wonder if this is a quote cup of coffee, kind of coming back into it really quick here, and then when bodies come back, is he going to get sent back down, or the other wrinkle into this whole thing? Is he involved in the trade in the future? And that's another thing that's kind of up in the air as well.
Yeah, when you start hearing Volpe, you're like, remember the 2024 Yankees, and you start remembering everything that he did. And then his mishaps at shortstop when he created these errors. And we were just talking about this before the show started, how when you look at a player and they're super young and they want to play for that team, like for this example, Volpe always wanted to play for the Yankees as a kid. That's his team growing up, right? And of course, he's going to try harder to make those plays. And, unfortunately, sometimes when you try to rush things and you try to, do everything correctly, it doesn't come out right. So it's not entirely Volpe's fault. You have to blame the Yankees a little bit too for pushing him to try to be the shortstop and the everyday shortstop for the Yankees. Now he's feeling the pressure. Now he's feeling like either I have to put out or I have to get out, and it sucks for Volpe because, like I said, man, I like shortstops. When I look at shortstops, I feel like that's the best player on your field. Doesn't matter if you play little league, doesn't matter if you play big leagues, wherever you are. If you're playing shortstop, you're the guy they're looking at. You're the guy that everybody's like making sure that you make those plays. And of course, you have Caballero that's been improved. The Yankees Yankees lineup and fielding. So it's gonna suck that if they get rid of him. Now I heard some news, and maybe you can confirm this or deny it, Jamal, but I heard that he might be able to switch to second base. You know how Chaz Chisholm is coming up with contract year, and he's not doing so well right now. He's batting like this a little bit above the Mendoza line. And I mean, could that happen for Volpe?
Yeah, I heard some rumblings too about that they were trying him out second base in the minors there before he got called back up. And that change of position might be the shot in the arm that he needs, to be honest. And with Jose Caballero, he is one of those guys that's a utility guy you can put anywhere.
Yeah.
So it may be the thing that he needs to spearhead his his career back in the MLB here. You just wonder, like, plays like today certainly didn't help with the bobble there, and you just feel like the pressure is just mounting so heavy on this guy right now.
Yeah.
And I believe he had a strikeout today. Didn't get on base, so he wasn't batting. He wasn't setting the world on fire when he got called up. Now, the positive here is, like, you got the captain, Aaron Judge, on your side here and, lifting you up. So that's got to feel good for his confidence. But you just wonder, like, how long is the leash going to be for Anthony Volpe, especially right now where the Yankees are kind of teetering and they're not atop the AL East at the moment.
Yeah. And it sucks. But this is a question I might ask you. And I remember Jeter coming up with the Yankees. Jeter had his problems too when he came up. And he was young and he had to learn. But the thing is that we'd remember all his glory days because they won the World Series. Would it have been different if the Yankees won the 2024 World Series as Volpe as the shortstop? It might have been like, oh, you know what? Forget those little errors. They're going to happen. But right now, the magnifying glass is on it. And, you're looking at the defense that he's providing. You're looking at his hitting that he's providing. And, of course, you have the other guy on the other side. He's doing what he needs to be doing for the Yankees. So, yeah, man, hopefully we get to see him transition to second base and work that I guess, combination. When you play the infield, not every position's the same. And for this guy, since he's a shortstop, I mean, remember, the Padres have a bunch of shortstops on their team. That's why they're playing good defense out in San Diego, because you have Tatis as a shortstop. You have Merrill as a shortstop, so, it's not one true, fielder on that team that's never played shortstop. I guess all the team plays shortstop on, for the Padres. So, the Yankees are probably going to do something similar. They might put him at third or they might put him at second, and something's going to benefit the Yankees. And of course, they saw it in the minor leagues, and that's going to probably develop that, moving forward. But do you think it's just a short stint for him? You said it at the beginning of the show, or do you feel like they're going to keep him up there?
Well, part of me feels like it's going to be a short stint, but I'm also looking at the struggles. You mentioned Jazz Chisholm, and we'll get into him a little later on in the show. But then there's also Ryan McMahon as well. He's also having his issues. Now, the difference is he's kind of gotten better on the defensive side of things. So, there's that as well. But I do feel like, and the Yankees might be kind of holding out a little bit on this one, but I do feel like there's a guy in AAA Scranton right now by the name of George Lombard Jr. that might be kind of knocking on the door here if things don't get it together here. But yeah, you want to see Volpe succeed, but it's just right now, certainly today was not a good start.
I wish I had the Office little intro so I can put it when you said Grant. All right, let's move on, man, to the Red Hot Devil Rays. And I haven't seen or heard the name Devil Rays since they changed it just to Rays. So, but they are red hot. You have a lot of they're leading the NL East. I mean the AL East. Sorry, in first place. Why are they so hot? Have they been playing teams that are not 500?
Well, it's been a combination. They did have the Red Sox. That was one of but actually, crazily enough, the Red Sox were one of the teams that that beat them to end their 7-game winning streak, and now they're on this 3-game winning streak right now, tied with the Blue Jays, the bottom of the 9th. I think they are now.
Bottom of the 9th. Yeah.
So they're in a tight one there, but these guys are just able to grind it out somehow. And they're right now, they're 11th in the league right now in runs scored. It's 4.54 per game. But which I was kind of surprised when I saw that stat, because you see some of the games and they're grinding and they're like 3-2, 2-1. They're just find a way to grind you. A lot of it has to do with that pitching, but they can beat you in so many different ways. And offensively, they've got some guys that like Yandy Diaz. This guy is always the top of the hitting right now. He's batting .314. Junior Caminero continues to mash home runs. He leads the team in homers. The Jonathan Arandas, those guys, he's coming around. He actually leads the team right now in RBI. He's got 33 coming into today.
Yeah.
And has really improved each year he's been in the league. So they've got it all together right now. It's just the piece of the pitching and the hitting. So they're pretty scary at the moment.
They are. You know what's crazy? You mentioned Aranda, Yandy Diaz. You're talking about players that have been on that team for a while. Diaz, dude, I think he's the oldest Ray ever, I think, right? I don't know. Yeah. So these guys are with the Rays, and they're doing everything possible to get the runner over or move them over. They're either bunt them over, they're hitting it the other way. They're not hitting home runs. We have Simpson that's leading off for them. He's batting 306. He's getting on base for them. He's stealing second base, stealing bases, and then they're
Did he come back today?
He came back today.
Okay, He was dealing with an injury there.
Yeah, so that's crazy that you see old school baseball with the Rays. And if you haven't seen the Rays play, I suggest you guys do see them play, because that brings a little bit of more of the 90s type baseball where I know we didn't even mention Bobby Cox passed away this past weekend. Bobby Cox type baseball where you bunt them over, you do whatever you can to move these runners over. And this is what the Rays are doing. Now, Cashman, man, is he a genius? Because he has different teams every year. He hasn't had a solid team since he's joined the Rays, right? So is he a genius?
You would think so. Blake Snell might say otherwise, but
yeah, I mean, I
don't want to go there, but
I remember that he had a short leash for his starters in that 2020 World Series, and the whole playoffs. But that's the way he plays. That's the way he coaches. That's the way he manages. He has a short leash for his starters. As soon as he sees something happening, he can trust his bullpen. Go gets his bullpen. If he sees someone struggling at the plate, he's not scared to replace that hitter. So this is a thing with the Rays, and that's Rays type baseball. So I suggest you go check them out if you haven't checked them out yet, because there's some players on there that you'll be like, who is that? What? He's stealing bases. They're bunting him more. Hey, what the hell? Like, really? You have big time players, dude, doing that. Caminero.
Nick Martinez from the Reds. Nobody's talking about this guy.
Yeah.
Come on, biggest free agent signing of the whole year, right? Nick
No.
Martinez. The guy is leading the team in ERA right now. He is at a 1.7 heading into today.
Yeah.
And then Shane McClanahan, we didn't even touch on him and what he's done. Three straight consecutive shutout games that he's recorded. Got the ERA down to 2.60. Just looking like classic McClanahan right now. This guy is just shoving.
Yeah. I like their style, man. Like I said, 90s style baseball is what it is. And it's pretty dope that we get to see it and we get to enjoy it. But Kevin Cashman, I think he's doing it, man. I just think he's I just feel like maybe he needs to I don't know if it's too early though. Is it too early?
Second week of May, I would say it is too early. There's a lot of baseball left to be played, but I think this team does have something. They're going to be. I don't know if they're going to sit atop the AL East. I'm going to predict right now that they fall off, but they will be. They will be in the playoffs. This team's got it right now as far as it goes. It's a long season. You know, as you say many times, it's a marathon, not a sprint. So got to keep an eye on that. We've got the Blue Jays still playing some solid ball. So as long as the Blue Jays and the Yankees are around, I think it's going to be difficult. But I think Tampa Bay is going to be in there, and I think they're going to be a force to be reckoned with come playoff time.
I agree, man. I remember when we started this season, we started talking about the Rays, and we said like the Rays are always going to be in that playoff mix. Why? Because they're in the AL East. The AL East is not an easy division to play in. We've said it. The Orioles are on there. The Rays, of course, in first place. The Yankees, the Red Sox. Even though the Red Sox are not playing well baseball, they can beat up on the rival whenever they want, right? And then the Blue Jays, they're all banged up, and they're about to get ready to come back. So these are teams in the AL East that I feel like it's the toughest division. It's been a tough division for the longest, and it continues to be a tough division. So you're saying they're going to fall off. I kind of feel like they are a little bit going to fall off, but I think they're going to be in the mix fighting with the Yankees and the Blue Jays. I'm still not counting the Blue Jays out. A lot of people are already calling them out and saying, you know what, 7-8 games back, they're done. I'm like, nah, there's still a lot of baseball to go. And I don't think
We've seen crazier things happen.
Exactly. That's it. Every year we get to see that stuff. We get to see like teams that wasn't in the mix. You know how the Nationals won the World Series. They were 18 games back or something like that. So and they came back and they won the World Series and they won it all. So that's crazy in itself. So we get to see the Rays do that, the Blue Jays, and we'll see what happens at the end of the year. Prediction: you're still staying with the Yankees winning the division?
I think that I'm actually going to go with a lot.
Put you on the spot.
It changes, man. This Fried thing really changes a lot of stuff now. Like it depends on what goes on with him too. I know it's one starter, but one starter can shake up a whole rotation, and that really makes it difficult now. And then looking at what the Blue Jays have been doing lately with their rotation, I know Gausman kind of got lit up a little bit the other night, but when he's on, he's a solid pitcher having a rotation. Dylan Cease been pitching out of his mind lately.
Yeah.
So I as a Yankee fan, I want to say they're going to reclaim the division, but as the baseball fan of me says the Blue Jays might be knocking them out here.
All right. Well, we'll wait and see. Let's go on to the next one, man. You know, we just saw that Ober finish a complete game, and we haven't seen that in a long time. When you get to see a player or a pitcher finish a complete game, it's like an accomplishment because now we don't get to see it. So when you see pitchers that are in the 8th inning at 98 pitches, 96 pitches, you kind of like, are they going to bring them back out? And that's a conversation you have with your buddies if you're watching the game with your buddies and saying, are they going to bring them back out? I hope they do. I hope they do. And then the 9th inning happens. He's not out there. So that's what happened with Paul Skenes. Now, it's Ober going to be the only pitcher going into the All-Star game or I guess All-Star game, the only pitcher that's thrown a complete game. Or we're going to have more?
I think we're going to have more. I just don't know.
Wait, is this baseball, Jamal, or or wishful thinking?
No, I think we're going to see it. I really do. I mean, the talent pool is there. I can see somebody like Mizorowski, shoving for a whole complete game or something like that. Yeah. Really, the only thing that's holding them back right now is their own teams, and if they're like, "Hey, what do we want to do here?" I do think some of the teams that are in the hunt, it may be less likely, like some of the ones that are in the playoff mix, it may be less likely for them to send their ace out there, and they don't want to chance it. We gotta save the arms for the playoffs. So I could see that. The Pirates are actually in the mix this year.
They're above 500.
Yeah. And I feel like I've read some things where people are saying, yeah, Paul Skenes is going to eventually get it. And with his talent and what he's been able to do, especially the last 2 starts, you're like, yeah, this guy's going to get it. But then you're like, is he? Because they got such a short leash on him. And you broke down the pitches perfectly earlier. Like he was, what was it, 10 pitches per
inning?
Per inning.
Yeah, so it's looking like he's throwing – in this game, he threw 98 pitches and he threw 8 innings. So you break it down as 12 and a half pitches per inning. Could have been a little bit more, a little bit less. Some innings might have been 8 pitches, 16 pitches in the other one. But that's the average pitch per inning. When you have a pitcher going that long and throwing that amount of pitches per inning, you can allow him to go in the 9th inning. And if he goes into the 9th inning and he has 8 or 9 pitches and no outs, then you're not going to have a complete game. Then you can take him out. So these are probably things these managers are talking about. And I disagree because I would want to have him, go all the way because this makes the game a lot better. You tend to look at these games and you're like, man, remember when we saw Paul Skenes through a complete game? He was on it. He had 10 Ks, 12 Ks. Actually, he had 10 Ks going into the 9 and he struck out the last 3 to make it 13. So it's just, something that baseball fans love and like to talk about. And if you're a Pittsburgh fan, of course, you want your guy to be healthy, but at the same time, you want the game to grow. You want the game to be like, man, we got the best pitcher in the world pitching for the Pirates, so that's something that should be exciting you. So hopefully they let him go and they let him pitch, into the 9th, at least give him that and have a leash on him. Of course, I'm not saying don't take care of him, but have a little bit of like, oh, you know what? I'm going to go with my gut feeling. He's going to probably throw 8 pitches this next inning. And if he doesn't, take him out, right? Yeah. I mean, I don't know. Do you agree, disagree on that?
Yeah, no, I'm full on board with you, especially as, a fan of the game. You want to see this type of stuff. Yeah. And I really thought this was going to be the start and that it was going to take place. And then all of a sudden, because I was like looking at the pitch count, it's like, 98 pitches. Yeah, you can go around this to get to 106, something like that.
Exactly.
Yeah. And I'm looking at it like, okay, they're going to bring him out because, why not? Let him go for it. And then Greg, no offense to Greg Soto, but I was like, no, seriously? Yeah. So it was just one of those deals where it's like you just feel like they're treating this guy with kid gloves. And I mean, why not? He is their franchise at this point. But man, you certainly just wish that they would, like, especially in this instance, this would have been the perfect scenario. It's hard to go.
I agree.
But the Bailey Ober thing, I wanted to go back to this really quick because he threw 37 of his. First of all, he did 89 pitches
89
for this complete game, and he threw 37 of them for the changeup. His fastball. Do you know how fast his fastball is?
I didn't see, so I don't know. I'm going to guess 93, 94?
88.6 miles per hour.
Wait, so how fast was his changeup? So his changeup must have been in the 70s then. Really? Right? Dang. That's I'm not saying that slow. I'm not saying that's slow. Yeah,
he only hit 90 miles per hour 3 times during the start.
Wow.
So, and he has coming into that start, he has the lowest velocity on the fastball of all major league pitchers right now. If I remember correctly, this is what I read. Yeah.
See,
So
kids?
just incredible.
Yeah. See, kids, you don't have to throw 104, 105 to be in the major league. You can throw 89, 90 mile per hour fastball. You just have to locate it. Paint the black. There you go, right there. Greg Maddox made a lot of money doing that, so he can do it too. Yeah. So yeah, man, I honestly like 89 pitches is unheard of, especially if he's throwing 37 changeups. You say how fast was his changeup?
I didn't check to see how fast the changeup was though. Yeah. I know he got 9 whiffs on 21 swings, so it was doing its thing.
Yeah. So it was working for him. So he was doing good. So all right, we talked about Ober, we talked about Skenes. Mazeroski, is he going to be one of those pitchers that get there? I know you said it in the beginning. Your prediction, is he going to get one before the All-Star break?
I think so. I think, especially after watching him tonight, like, I don't know what's happened since. So maybe he's gotten shelled. I don't know. But I knew the first 5 pitches he threw were like 102, 103. And then he was like, oh, let me just toy with him with a 97 mile per hour fastball just to be silly with it. Like, this guy is just insane. And I feel like the Brewers are another organization, though. You're like, are they going to let somebody go for it? So that's where I'm kind of like, man, maybe not. But, man, you got the talent is out there for this to happen.
It is. And you know what? Okay, so this is, since we're on that topic, I told you guys I like talking about this. Since we're on it, I honestly wanted to say, like, if the pitcher is into going to the playoffs, and you know he's at that range, that 90 pitch count or 95 pitch count, and this one run game, and this is to clinch their division or to clinch to go to the playoffs. And we're talking about Mazeroski and Skenes, because those two guys are at the top of their baseball pitching skills right now. And of course you want your best out there. You said that maybe they won't let them out if it's a playoff because they want to get ready for the playoffs. But this is a situation where you need your guy to make strikeouts or throw strikes, and those are your guys. You still wouldn't allow him to pitch into that 9th inning going into the playoffs, but you need that game so you can go into the playoffs.
To get to the playoffs?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah. You're going all out to get to the playoffs, so you got to throw all the stops.
It's still a pitch limit, or are you going to let them go all the way? Because it could be a 20 pitch inning. Right? So that's what I'm saying. Are they gonna put a limit pitches on these guys? And when is it gonna be where, okay, I need to let him go already? He's gonna be able to pitch 120 pitches, because he's been proven that he can do it. I know they've been building them up. There's been 3 years of Skenes, 2 years of Mazeroski. So now it's time to let him loose, let him pitch.
I think you do it, man. Yeah,
you do it, right?
I think you do it.
Yeah. I think so, especially if Pittsburgh. Skenes wants to pitch into the playoffs, and of course the Pirates probably not going to give him that money, but they need to try to see, hey, let's work him, let's try to get him to the playoffs, and he's the guy that's going to do it. So let him pitch all the way to the 9th inning, if it's reasonable. I know we're in May, we're talking about this. Imagine we were in April talking about this. People will be saying, oh, you guys are crazy. But, we're in May. I think it's time to start letting his arm a little bit more loose. Going into June, I think it's perfect. So it's still a long season, man. But I think we're waiting for that these pitchers to, let their arms loose. All right, man. Let's go to why we're here on Wednesday. So it's Prospect Wednesdays, and I'll give you the mic, Jamal, so you can give us your Prospect Wednesdays, lineup.
All right. Well, right now, so this is going to be kind of a different feel for Prospect Wednesday. Going to kind of look at 3. Well, first off, we're going to begin with some injury news. Robbie Snelling got the call up last week. We were super excited about it. Particularly on this show, Ernie and I, we were celebrating really with the thought of him going out there and pitching. What's kind of shaky, not what we all wanted. He did settle down. But yeah, so it's been reported today that he has UCL damage to his elbow. So you hear that. We're finishing out the rookie season. So tough news to hear today on Robbie Snelling.
Yeah, it is, man. And when you hear like, especially when you hear like rookies getting hurt, you're like, I wonder how long has he been hurting for? Because some of these kids come up with pain because they just want to make it to the major leagues, and then they
Yeah.
make it, and then they say, you know what, my arm is hurting. And sometimes you got to go through pain, and you have to do it that way. It's just the game, the name of the game, right? So, uh, do they know how long he's going to be out for?
It was not reported as far as like how long he'll be out as of right now. They're waiting
Okay.
for more to come on that. But
Yeah,
yeah, tough blow because he was slated to pitch tomorrow, actually,
tomorrow. Yeah.
against Minnesota to finish out that series. Now it looks like they're going to call up Braxton Garrett, who's been pitching well in the minors and getting back into it after he's been set back by injury for a couple years. So you want to see him do well, but man, Robbie Snelling down just after one start. You hate to see that. Hate to see it.
And that's real talk.
And that's real talk.
All right, man. Let's go to the next one.
All right. So the next one we're going to go through here is so we're talking about Spencer Jones, and it's just kind of running down through three of the guys that got called up over the weekend, and then I'll go into somebody who could possibly get called up for the Red Sox sooner rather than later, depending on what happens there, where their season turns. But yeah, Spencer Jones got the call up. Everybody's excited. Unfortunately, right now he's only batting. Well, he's under 100 right now, batting average. Unfortunately, 0 runs scored, no home runs, but he did hit an RBI single Sunday against the Brewers. That was his first major league hit. You love to see. I always love to see the family's shots when they show them when they get their first hit.
Yeah,
it's just an incredible scene. So
it is.
But you hope to see more here from Spencer Jones to come as he continues getting used to the big leagues here. Strikeout rate has been a problem. It was a problem in spring training, and it's been a problem in the minors. So he's going to have to make some adjustments. He's a pro. I think he'll get back in the swing of things here, pun intended. But and then we had Ryan Waldschmidt. So it ended up being that Alek Thomas, matter of fact, was traded to the Dodgers earlier this week, and that allowed the Diamondbacks DFA'd Alek Thomas, sending him down, and then traded him to the Dodgers. So this allows Ryan Waldschmidt to come up, and right now he's not disappointing. He had a single in tonight's game against the Rangers as of right now. So hopefully he's done more than that. That was his first at bat. So
Jamal, before you continue, man, I just want to say Waldschmidt was a prediction from Jamal that he said it earlier that this guy was going to come up and Alek Thomas better watch out. And look, it came true. So Jamal, this is a great prediction. When you did that video, you even got a comment on there saying that you called it. And you were seeing things and you saw what happened, and Alek Thomas got DFA'd and then of course traded to the Dodgers. Alek Thomas is not a player that took advantage when he was with the Diamondbacks. So maybe the Dodgers can fix his hitting because he's a fast hitter. And Waldschmidt, of course, did I say it right? Waldschmidt. I know I practiced the name before the show started. So just want to make sure I say it right. Yeah.
It's tricky because it's got the D in there. It's the Waldschmidt.
Waldschmidt. There you go. Yeah. All right. Didn't want to cut you off. Just wanted to say that you predicted it and it happened. And we're gonna wait to see what other predictions you have with these prospects, and hopefully they come true. And hopefully we don't get to see some of these old guys leave though to get these young guys in. But it happens. It's part of the game. All right, continue, man. Didn't mean to cut your inspiration. Go.
No, that's all gravy. And then for Alek Thomas's sake, really quick, he was doing a pretty good job on the defensive side of things. So his defense going to the Dodgers. Hey, look, he's going to the Dodgers. So, what kind of punishment is that? So life is good for Alek Thomas right now. Now, hopefully he can get some playing time out there, and hopefully his bat comes back to speed here, and he can have some success there with the Dodgers. But yeah, Waldschmidt right now batting .333 with a run scored, 3 RBIs. So he's yet to hit the home run. A lot of these guys have yet to hit the long ball, but a lot of baseball yet to be played. And the last one, as far as for the prospects who are up, and then I'll get to the one that might be coming up here shortly here. AJ Ewing got the call up from the Mets last night against the Tigers, and he is a very disciplined hitter. Got a couple walks and then got his first major league hit, which was a triple. I believe it was an RBI triple too, if I'm not mistaken.
Triple. Yeah.
So yeah. So unbelievable for him. 2 runs scored, stolen base even sprinkled in there. It looked like he had a walk and a strikeout in tonight's game. I didn't see what else he was able to do, but this guy is a very patient, disciplined hitter. And we're in a season that's going absolutely crazy and wrong for the Mets. This is a bright spot. Yeah.
You need something like that. You know, the last time a New York player got a 3-pointer in one of the, that was named Ewing, Patrick Ewing, in 1993. So Patrick Ewing hit a 3 in 1993, and I guess we're in 2026. Ewing got a triple, so I guess they're connecting it. I don't know. I saw it on Instagram somewhere.
And Patrick Ewing wore 33, so there you go.
Oh, that's another one. So there you go. I saw that on Instagram. I just wanted to say it. Did you know? There you go.
That's awesome.
All right, go ahead, Jamal.
All right, and then this is one of the top prospects. Actually, the Red Sox have 2 of them, and I'll try to touch on the other one at a later date. But Franklin Urias right now is batting .359 with 8 home runs, a 1.435 OPS, 15 extra base hits. This guy's contact rate right now, he's 84.2% contact rate and a very low strikeout rate. So another awesome disciplined hitter. He had a 4-hit game on May 10th where he was 4 for 5 with 2 RBIs, had a double in there as well. And his fly ball rate has actually improved from 2024-2025, where it was 33.6%, to this year being at 45.2%. So he's getting the ball in the air a lot more. And those fly balls, man, they'll get some homers out there. So don't know when the Red Sox are going to call this kid up, but man, the way this season's going for them, they might want to do it sooner than later. The way he's hitting right now, I believe he's still in Double-A. So we might be saying one of those things where Ernie and I were talking about who needs Triple-A. So
yeah, sometimes it just jump from Double-A all the way up, and sometimes I feel like Double-A is the place to be, not Triple-A, because you have all these players jumping from Double-A all the way to the major league. So you forgot to do that, then that's real talk, man. That way we can make the short. I love that. Every time I see the videos, I'm like, hell yeah, that's dope. And that was it for Prospect Wednesday.
And that is it for Prospect Wednesday for this week. And we'll keep an eye out on more. I'll have the Red Sox have another exciting young pitcher, and that'll be for next week's show.
All right, sounds good. All right, and we have the last topic that we're going to talk about, and this one should be pretty quick. We know that we talk about these players a lot, but I mean, what in the world happened to? And we'll name the player. So I'll let you go first. Go ahead.
All right, what in the world happened to Cal Riley? Man, look at it. Man, this guy was the league leader in home runs last year, and he is just coming off of a 0 for 36 stretch where he finally snapped out of it Tuesday night in Houston. He got a couple of knocks in there, but had a walk and then a base hit, I believe, in that game. That finally got out of the slump. But right now, he is chasing outside the zone incredibly. His strikeout rate is up, and it's all due to the chase rate. His chase rate last season, his big time season, he's got was at 31.8%.
Mhm.
This season, it's all the way up to 37.4%. So he is definitely, I don't know where the pressure is coming from or why he's swinging outside the zone so much, but it is insane.
Yeah, the crazy thing with me with Kyle Riley, it was a thing that I talked about last year. Can he duplicate it this year? So far, he hasn't done that, and I feel like maybe he needs to kind of tell the management or tell whoever, hey, put me in the 10-day IL. I need to rest. I need to, whatever you need to do. I know there's players out there that go on the 10-day IL, even though they're not injured. They just need to go and explore and find themselves again. And Kyle Riley, after that Rosarena incident in the World Classic, I'm not saying that's why he's not hitting, but that could contribute to it. That stress and that, people not liking that reaction he had with his teammate. And, that can go south so many ways, right? So
Yeah.
Cal Riley can go and talk to his management, to his coaching staff and say, hey, can you give me some time off? I need to find myself. I need to go with my family. I need to go to a safe place. I need to do something because he's pressing right now. And you can tell he's swinging at balls outside that plate and it's not working for the Mariners, man. I know the American League West is not the toughest, but the division can get away with it. The division can get away big time when you have the Astros in there that you guys talked about last time. The Astros are the Astros, and they're going to Astro their way up to the top, right? And then you have, of course, you have the Angels struggling, but anything can happen where you have Mike Trout, and they can try to win that division as well. So, I just feel like the big thumper needs to do something like that, man. And I think any player that feels that they're not hitting, they should be able to go talk to their management and say, hey, you know what? It's time for me to kind of like step off a little bit and see if I can, recuperate what I can from the last year and find whatever I'm missing. So,
Yeah.
all right, let's go to the next one, man. And this one's gonna be what in the world happened to Jazz Chisholm, man. And this is your dude we talked about on the beginning of the show. We were saying that he was hitting under the Mendoza line. Well, he's hitting a little bit above it. He's 201. And this is a guy that said he's going to steal 50 bases, hit 50 home runs, and he hasn't done it, dude. He's still having fun out there, but he hasn't done it. And this is a thing with Chaz Chisholm. He's playing for the biggest team in baseball. If you go anywhere in the world, they know who the Yankees are. And if you're representing them, you have to represent in the right way. You have to hit those home runs because you said you wanted to do that. You said you were better than Ohtani. So you're waiting for him to, explode, and it hasn't happened. So what's going on with Chisholm, man? You're a Yankee fan. What's going on?
Yeah. Contract year has been the biggest thing that I've heard, talked about, is how he's like putting so much pressure on himself to live up to this contract season.
Yeah.
And you heard Ben Rice or I think Ben Rice was backing him up the other day. But it's so funny. Jazz Chisholm's one of these guys where he'll be batting below the Mendoza line. We've seen it when he was with the Marlins. And then he goes to this like 2-week stretch where he's the hottest hitter in baseball. And then he goes on the IL. And it's like, I don't want to see anything like that happen. Hopefully, I'm not trying to jinx anybody here. Jazz Chisholm, but it just seems to be the theme every year. Just when this guy gets hot, then there's an injury that comes up. So hopefully he can find his bat and stay healthy. What does he have? 11 steals, I believe, coming into today. So the steals are still there. And, I know he had some mishap plays, before, but the other side of the glove, he's been fairly fine. Yeah. It's just getting that bat up to speed. And I think it's going to be a matter of time before he at least gets it, to the 240 mark here. And we start seeing a little bit more.
But. And the Yankees do need him. So, I mean, he's probably going to produce. So I think we should just do 2 every week. I think because if we do 4, that's less people to talk about. So we'll keep adding 2 more next week. And just like you do Prospect Wednesday, we'll have this on here for Wednesdays as well. What in the world happened to? And I'll see if we can go ahead and make something where it says a different voice or whatever. Always having fun here, man. All right, last mentions, Jamal. Go ahead.
Last mentions, yeah. So it looks like we have, what was it, Lucas Giolito. I think they were saying that he was going to start for the Padres coming up this weekend. Mm-hmm. It's been a while since we've heard the name Lucas Giolito, so that was some news thrown out there last minute.
Yeah,
yeah.
I didn't even know he was with the Padres.
I believe there was a few weeks back where he had signed, and then we just didn't hear. I'm trying to think if he was working through an injury or something. Okay. And now all of a sudden today it comes up that he's going to be starting this coming weekend. So very interesting to see what he does. I don't know. It's going to be tough.
It's going to be tough, but did the Padres find a gem? Maybe. Giolito is not a name that is not known. It's really known. So, we'll see. Let's put this
and
up
what can they do with him?
Yeah, what they can do with them. Exactly. The big dumper be dumping. Yes. Yes. I think we've all said that before. I know I have. All right. I have one last mention as well. MLB and the MLB Players Association are currently holding the first official collective bargaining talks before the expiration of CBA on December 1st. So this is the first time we hear something about them moving forward and getting a meeting together before the December 1st, deadline before they call it a lockout. And this is Jeff Passan reporting, and this is something to be happy about, because when you start, talking and you start approaching, this is the 1/4 of the season already in the books. Before you know it, we're going to be in October talking playoffs, and then we're going to hit December 1st and lockdown. And I hope it doesn't happen, because we don't want to, see these players not play baseball like the Otanis, Stanton's getting older, Judge is getting older. And if they don't play this season, when they come back, we missed a full season from them, and that'll suck. So hopefully they can get on the right foot and they can go ahead and move forward with the talks and agreeing on some of these things, because they're looking for a salary floor and they're looking for a salary cap. And, that's something important for baseball fans to know what's going on with the teams and what's going on with this season. When everybody starts saying the Dodgers ruined baseball, could that be the reason why they're going to go into a lockdown, or possibly not? Maybe the Dodgers are a team that is an example for the rest of the other teams to start building, their empires. So I just wanted to mention that, because it's important news for MLB and baseball fans everywhere. And you heard it here on Real Talk Baseball. So yeah, Jamal, we made it, man. We went through everything. And of course, if you're out there, you're here for the first time, go ahead and subscribe and send us messages. We reply right away. If you haven't done so, please hit that like. From all of us here on Real Talk Baseball and College Baseball, this is Jamal J. Dizzle, Real Talk Baseball, signing out.